And I see you're here. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how we
Good,
doing today?
good. I'm doing good. I see that you have
Yeah, we call it actually a dawah booth.
a dawa booth.
Yes, so
Yes,
dawah means, we're trying to spread the message of Islam,
Islam.
in a good way, on the real picture, besides, some of the ways that kind of been spread around the media, the Western media, and all those kind of things. And we're trying to show what rights, human rights in Islam and women's rights and everything. So it's great, and the Quran is actually it's as we believe it's a last revelation sent to the last prophet of God, and it's like a straight line, like from Torah, which is Moses came from, and then the Bible that came with Jesus, and then the Quran that came from Muhammad. It's like a straight line. If you read through all of them, you will see like they're all kind of related, and they kind of lead you to one, to one path at the end of the day.
Right,
And
but I do believe that the Quran is the only um, verifiable. Is that what I should say? Or you can that there's no. What I don't know what words I'm looking for, but the Quran has not been adulterated, changed, like
yeah,
the Bible.
I mean, yeah, we believe that, at least that, like the Bible, for example, it's like a collection of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. It was not really what Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, wrote himself or said that, the disciples was next to him, and, that's what they remember from what he said and his stories and everything.
Yes.
That's the iffy part. We do believe the Bible of Jesus does exist, and maybe a lot of the stories that you read in today's Bibles are true.
Great.
But we will not take it as a perfect book, because people wrote it like later. Exactly,
And they
like
weren't there with
a
him.
couple of centuries at least after Jesus passed away, and so we cannot say this is the word of God himself. You see what I'm saying? That's the only reason.
Yes.
So at least, and the way it came with the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, like people used to memorize it, and actually Angel Gabriel, he used to come to the Prophet Muhammad each Ramadan and recite the whole Quran for him.
Yes.
Imagine, so it's been memorized, and that's why, God kept sending prophets to make sure people understand that there is God to worship. That's what we believe in, and that's how we see things. So we believe in Jesus. Jesus actually was mentioned in the Quran more than 25 times actually. And Moses actually was the most who was mentioned in the Quran. I mean, both Jesus and Moses were mentioned in the Quran more than the Prophet Muhammad himself.
Yes.
So the Quran speaks about all the prophets and how their life were, and the lessons that we learn from them. So for
And
the most.
also Mary or Miriam.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's the only woman that has a whole story under her name, a whole chapter.
Yes.
There is even none from like the Prophet Muhammad's wives that has even a chapter or even, a verse in the Quran that has their name.
Yes.
Maryam is the only one that has, and actually the Prophet Muhammad said like that Maryam is one of the perfect women that ever existed in life. Maryam. I mean,
And they do
even-
believe that she was a virgin mother.
Oh yes,
Yes,
So
yes,
we
yes.
do believe she's a virgin. We do believe that Jesus was of a miracle birth. We do believe that Jesus actually, it was mentioned in the Quran that God said the likes of Jesus was the likes of Adam. God made him from clay, and he blew from his soul on him, and he
beautiful.
made Jesus.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
really
compared Jesus to Adam himself. I mean, to compare it, that shows how
And how human he was.
exactly.
Yes.
And how human he was, and how he was a messenger of God. And actually, one of the miracles that Jesus came with, actually, when Mary came up with Jesus and she walked to her tribe over there, they thought she was a sinner because she had no husband. So actually, that was the first miracle that Jesus did. He spoke when he was in
On
her-
infants.
Exactly, to defend his mom. She was looking at her son, and they were like, "What do you mean?" And she kept looking at her son. Then he said, "I am the slave of Allah, and I am here to spread the message of God."
Yes.
That's why they did not do anything to her, because back at that time, if you do this something, I think you will be either stoned to death, or it's a big sin
Right.
to the Jewish people tribes at that time. So that's why nothing happened to her, because that was the very first miracle that Jesus came with.
And these
He
miracles,
protected his mom.
and these miracles were told to Mary by Miriam by the angels, right? Before
Yes. Oh,
before
yes,
he was
yes. I
born,
mean, yeah.
these miracles were told to her about what he would do.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, and they all gave. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank you.
stopping by.
So, are you asking for donations?
Please, it's free. You can have one, and you can go read through it. And if
I
you
would
would
love to
like
do
me,
this.
I can just show you which chapters, and if you have me which one is the brochure, I can definitely show you which one is the Mary.
You know what I mean? It's like being like, I don't like electronic music, and then going to
Or like, I don't like to go drink, but I'll say the bar.
yeah. It's like, let me go to the bar and then just judge everyone
Say
who
you
there.
hate us.
So this is the beginning of it,
Right?
until you reach the 20th.
Kind of feels like you want to fucking yeah, it kind of feels like you want to hold my
So
hand.
until here, I mean, you will literally read the whole story about Zachary and everything. You will see the whole story about it. If you read it, this is beautiful. Yes, 162.
Thank you
So please read through it, and yes, please, thanks a lot. I appreciate you.
Yes, I appreciate you too.
No, thank you.